Hey, what's up? It's Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. I want to go through a quick mindset type video to help you with your business. This is something that I had learned that I was doing that was, in a way, hampering my business because it was like I was going at my business from the thought processes in the past, and I wasn't understanding where I was at like now, or when things were different. And so this will help you. And I find that a lot of business owners go through this. So let's just say that this is you. You're the business person. You're trying to grow your company, and we're gonna go back in the past. This is the past, and this is now. Now, let me tell you how when I became aware of this, I don't want to say like it's like a fix, but what it is it's an awareness. And when you get this awareness, it'll help you grow your business. With my first company, one of the things that I was up against was my competition had a lot more money than me. We were new to business. My wife and I were new to business. They had been around 10 years before we had started our business. And so they had more circulation for their business. So when I was looking, and this is me now, but I'm looking in the past. This was my thought process. So now I'm in the past, and I was looking at my competition, and my competition had more, and I'm just going to use myself as an example. They had more circulation. They had more circulation. And when I say circulation, it's a printed advertising magazine. So when we came out, we were new. They had been in business 10 years before us. Their circulation was a lot higher, so they had a lot more advertisers. So what I would do is I would be like thinking, like, back at that time, I was like, when we have more advertisers, we would do print more books to circulate. And obviously having more books to circulate would benefit the advertisers in the book because there's more eyes being on there. But the problem that I had at that time is that we didn't have a whole bunch of advertisers. We were growing the business, and we didn't have as much money available to put in the circulation that our competition had. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward over to, and this is something that had happened to me years ago. I'm going to fast forward over to, we had a lot. We had a lot of advertisers. And what I caught myself doing is, see, what we start to do when our business is growing is that we forget about the things that we wanted to do when our business didn't have. Like, we're stuck really where we're just thinking about everything that we need to do for our business right now. But something that I had learned is that you have to be very aware of that thought process, because you knew that this was a straight up solution to you being able to get more business. If you had more books, advertisers would see that you had more books, they would get more response. The way that you get your advertisers more response is to have more circulation. And I had caught myself when I had more advertisers. I had caught myself, and I was like, I'm right now is what I wanted right here. Like, back then at that time, this is what I was wishing that I had. And so what I immediately did when I became aware of it, I immediately did this, and it blew, like the business just took off when I did this, is that I said that I got more advertisers. Why haven't I brought in more circulation? because now I have what I wanted right here and I haven't done it. And this is what I found out. If you're stuck with your business, like if your business is not growing, this could potentially be the problem, because we always know that there's deficiencies that we had with our business when we first started. And then when we got our business going and we got momentum and we started making more money, we never looked back, or at least I didn't. I'm not saying that you wouldn't, but I see this with a lot of businesses that I coach with, is that they never look back at what their deficiency was, because fixing that one deficiency, you knew back then, like, and back, as a matter of fact, I would believe that when you have the least amount of money to do stuff, that you pay more attention to your expenses, you pay more attention to how you bring in business, that your focus right here is a lot more focused than where you're at now, making a lot more money. That your focus would be a lot more right in here. So if you utilize it, what I call this is you merge the two. You merge the two. And you look back and you say, well, what were we missing at that time that would benefit us now if we went ahead and did it? And I immediately said to myself, we got to raise circulation. I remember when I did it, when I raised circulation, we had, we were renting U-Haul vehicles because we had so many publications coming up, and then we ended up buying our own trucks. But when we did that, immediately, we went from a book that would probably have 56 pages per week to some of our biggest weeks were 116 pages of advertisers. Obviously, it's changed now because of the internet and all of that, but this is when I became aware that that's what happened. So the lesson, let's review the lesson. Look at your business of how it was in the past. Write down some of the things that you wish you would have had in your business in the past. And then look and say to yourself, because all you have to do is just flip that over, because you probably say, well, I couldn't expand because I didn't have enough money. So now when you have enough money, why aren't you expanding? Because now you're merging the two together. So maybe it was I didn't know how to build websites. Well, now that you have a website, is the website put together the right way? Because you now have a website. Are you utilizing it the right way? Because you might have said, I didn't have a website, that's why I couldn't generate the business that I wanted to generate. Okay, so now you have a website, so why aren't you generating the business that you want? Because this is the reason why, is because your thought process is stuck right here. Your thought process needs to come back and to go back to that focus on what was the reason. Go back to that focus and say, okay, what was in my mind on what I was going to do if I had that website put together correctly? What was I thinking that I was going to do? And then that will help you merge the two, and you will say, okay, the idea that I had here, now that I got the website put together, I'm going to merge those two together, and I'm going to test it to see if it works. That's what you got to do. Like, this stuff, it's like huge, because this is what I find. And I'm not saying that I'm immune to this either. This is stuff that I end up doing. Is that you move forward in life. We all move forward in life, and we start to see new things, new ideas and stuff like that. But we never really go back and look at what we wrote down, and we were like, all I needed was to just have that with what I have now, and it would have the business would just take off. And that's all I'm telling you to do, is to just look at what you had said in the past with your business, what you needed, what was the deficiencies. Now I'm hoping that your business is doing much better, or just that you have more resources available to you. So all you have to do, because you felt right here, you felt that if you did this 100% properly, that you would be able to generate business. So all you have to do is meet those two in the middle. For me, I knew, like, it would be like flashes in my mind. Like, if I just had more advertisers, I would be able to get the advertisers more response, print more books, do all this stuff. This is what I actually ended up doing, is I just cut away from my money that I was making, because I was like, I just know that this is going to work, and that'll help you get over the hump. Like if you're worried about investing money in your business, this will help you get over that hump, because I was like, I'm seeing the slow growth of what's happening when we were at 56 pages, like we were at 20s, 40s, 50s. I'm like, I'm seeing the slow growth. Why don't I just take less money for myself and put that all back into the business? And when I did that, I just went ahead and made the investment we were renting U-Hauls every Friday. This came out every week. Renting U-Hauls every Friday, bringing the books up, which were like, took an hour there, hour back. That didn't matter. Paid for the gas, had the delivery drivers, put the books on the street. All of a sudden, I don't know exactly how much time it took, but I just know we had years of pages in the 80s, hundreds, and the biggest one was 116 pages full of advertisers, full of local businesses. So you can do that. It'll help you get over that hump of, hey, you got to make that investment, because you're going to have to, no matter what you're doing with your business, you're going to have to make those investments to be able to make your business grow. All right, I hope this video helped you. Please like this video. Please post your questions and comments. I have links below for different types of programs that I have available, different consulting services. If you want to just set up a consulting call, I have a button down below for that. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder with the YouTube channel Making Money with Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MK.